The phrase "I am that I am" has resonated through centuries of religious and philosophical thought. This enigmatic declaration found in the Hebrew Bible's book of Exodus has captivated mystics, theologians, and philosophers alike. It stands as a testament to humanity's enduring quest to grasp the nature of the divine. The phrase's origins lie in a seemingly simple question and an even more profound answer. The book of Exodus recounts the story of Moses, a prophet chosen by God to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt. As Moses prepares for this monumental task, he encounters God in the form of a burning bush. In this encounter, Moses dares to ask God his name, a question laden with significance in the ancient world. God's response, "I am that I am," is not a name in the conventional sense. It is an assertion of existence, a declaration of being itself. This cryptic statement has puzzled and inspired thinkers for millennia, giving rise to a multitude of interpretations and understandings. The encounter between Moses and God at the burning bush is one of the most iconic scenes in the Hebrew Bible. It marks a turning point in the narrative, setting in motion the Israelites' exodus from Egypt and their journey towards the Promised Land. Central to this encounter is the revelation of God's name, a name so sacred that it was never to be uttered aloud. In the ancient world, names held immense power. To know someone's name was to have a certain degree of control over them. The act of naming was often seen as a creative act, imbuing the named with identity and purpose. When Moses asked God for his name, he was not simply inquiring about a label. He was seeking to understand the very essence of the deity he was encountering. God's response, Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh in Hebrew, is often translated as "I am that I am." However, this translation, while widely accepted, fails to fully capture the nuance of the original Hebrew. The Hebrew verb haya, from which Ehyeh is derived, signifies not only being but also becoming. It suggests a God who is dynamic, ever-present, and constantly unfolding. The divine name revealed to Moses at the burning bush is known as the tetragrammaton, a Greek term meaning 4 letters. These 4 letters, transliterated as YHWH, represent the unpronounceable name of God in Judaism. The prohibition against uttering the tetragrammaton stems from the deep reverence with which the divine name was held. To speak God's name aloud was considered blasphemous, a transgression against the divine majesty. Instead of pronouncing the tetragrammaton, Jews would substitute it with Adonai, meaning Lord, or Hashem, meaning the name. This practice reflects the Jewish understanding of God as being beyond human comprehension and language. The tetragrammaton, while unspoken, is omnipresent in Jewish tradition. It is found inscribed on scrolls, amulets, and doorways, serving as a constant reminder of God's presence. The very act of writing the divine name is considered a sacred task, performed by specially trained scribes who follow meticulous rules and rituals. Section 4. Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, a God of Becoming. The phrase Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, often rendered as "I am that I am," has been the subject of much theological debate and interpretation. Some scholars argue that it emphasizes God's absolute being, his self-sufficiency, and independence from creation. Others interpret it as a statement of God's faithfulness to his covenant with Israel. The phrase can also be understood as a declaration of God's ongoing presence in the world. The use of the verb haya in the imperfect tense suggests a God who is not static but rather dynamic, a God who is constantly acting and interacting with creation. This understanding of God as a God of becoming aligns with the Jewish experience of God as a God who is intimately involved in history, a God who liberates, guides, and sustains his people. The phrase Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh challenges us to move beyond simplistic notions of God as a static being. It invites us to encounter God as a mystery, a force that is both immanent and transcendent, both personal and beyond our comprehension. Section 5. The God of Israel, a personal God. The revelation of God's name at the burning bush had profound implications for the Israelites' understanding of their relationship with the divine. Unlike the distant, impersonal gods of their neighbors, the God of Israel was a God who revealed himself, a God who entered into a covenant relationship with his people. The name YHWH, while unspoken, signified a personal God, a God who was present, active, and engaged in the lives of his followers. This personal aspect of God is further emphasized throughout the Hebrew Bible. God is depicted as speaking to his prophets, guiding his people, and intervening in history. The Israelites' relationship with God is characterized by both awe and intimacy, a blend of reverence and love. The revelation of God's name at the burning bush marked the beginning of a unique relationship between God and the Israelites. It established a foundation of trust, covenant, and reciprocal responsibility that would shape the course of Jewish history.